Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. To be completely honest, I wasn't too sure of even doing a review today because nothing happened. Nothing happened. I mean, you had Taylor, you had Brooke, and they were arguing about the same thing, Douglas and Hope, and if Thomas should get full custody. And you know the sad thing is, in a lot of ways, they both have valid points. One of the things that annoyed me with Taylor was the whole, oh, he's a Forrester. He's a Forrester. This has always been their claim. 1 second. You know, with Steffi, with Thomas and Taylor. Oh, he's a Forrester. He should be with the Forresters. So you're basically saying that um, Beth isn't his sister and Hope isn't its mother because their last name is, because they're not Forresters? And that's the sad thing is that it completely contradicts a lot of the stuff that Taylor says. Hope did a great job. She stepped up, this, that, and the third. Something else that really annoyed me with Taylor was when Brooke was like, "Do you understand what Douglas did? I mean, do you understand what Thomas did to my daughter?" Oh, but he was in a mental fragile state, this, that, and the third, so he wasn't in his. That pisses me off so much. Is that he stalked her, terrorized her, and everything. And I hate when people do that. Just in general, you know, somebody does something to someone else because some sort of mental illness or whatever. And then they'll stand there and they'll defend that person, be like, well, they wasn't in their right mind. Well, the thing is, the damage is already done. So you trying to explain it away and Smith is saying it's not their fault, but at the end of the day, the damage is already caused, doesn't make anyone feel any better. So that was something that just really irked me. She was like, well, that was a long time ago. He wasn't in a good state. So what? If she still have nightmares about him, then oh well, because he wasn't in his right mind, so that makes it better. We should just sit there and just let it slide, just roll it off our shoulders. But again, they both have valid points. And honestly, tell you the truth, the conversation went nowhere. Now, when Liam came over, Liam was like, yeah, I'm coming over to pick Douglas up. And he was like, yeah, no, it's time for him to go back home. And when this conversation really got to the heart of it came down to Liam thinking that Thomas still had feelings for Hope, that he was still obsessing over Hope. He is keeping Douglas longer, luring over Hope, and this, I guess, fantasy land of thinking that they are going to just be one big happy family. Dangling Douglas around like some sort of toy or whatever, and using it to rope in Hope. So he is not a fan of that. And Thomas is like, yo, listen, if you get in my way between me and my son, it's not going to end well. But Liam is like, yo, I'm not trying to do that. Like, that's not my goal. And get into this whole argument about, as a father, you should understand where I'm coming from. As a son, you should understand where I'm coming from. And at the end of the day, this is another one of those cases where they both make valid points. Now, Sheila was acting like a creep with Hayes. I don't care if that is his biological grandmother. She was acting creepy. And she was acting like a creep. But more importantly, she kept sitting there trying to make it seem that she was going to run off with Hayes. She kept looking at the door. She looked at him. So that was the whole point of it. But of course, she didn't take Hayes. She ran off, then came back. Then they came in. I wish they would give him something to do again. I really do. I understand that a lot of times people have to be in supportive roles and stuff like that, but having him come over just to talk about Sheila and being all like, oh, I can totally bond with you because we're both adopted. Okay, sure. I guess we'll have another pointless scene because we gotta sit there and stretch out 18 minutes somehow. So that's literally what they did. Now, when Sheila came back, Deacon came to check on her. Um, really level with her, really tried to understand where she was coming from. He wasn't being all hard on her or anything like that. He was like, I get it. I'm a parent. I understand where you're coming from, but just gotta be what it gotta be. Um, I actually thought it was a nice scene. Thought it was a nice scene. Because usually a lot more harsh on her and more like, yo, just wake up. But, he tried a different approach with her. And, while he's sitting, he's on the couch and she's on the couch or whatever. And, she's like touching his leg and stuff like that. And I'm like, Deacon, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? And then before, he was like, all right, I gotta go back to work. And he kisses her. Not on the cheek. He kisses her in the mouth. And I'm just like, um, Deacon, Mike Barnes, AJ, whatever you want to be called, what are you doing? I mean, listen, I don't know. I feel like, hmm, well, it wouldn't be exactly Stockholm syndrome. I don't know what they call that. Like when you're captive with somebody for a long time and then you leave and then yeah, I guess that's what it's called. So I'm like, is that what's going on? Like, do you have some sort of genuine feelings for her? Are you starting to develop feelings for her? What is going on? Something's going on. Okay, that much is very clear. Okay, this was not. Oh, you're in a mask. So I didn't know. It's like no. You knew exactly who you were kissing. Let's not sit there and pretend that you didn't. So he does that. He leaves, and she was like, "No, I don't care what he says. I'm gonna sit there and have a life with them." Now Finn decides he wants to close the doors after the bear fell on the floor, and he's like, "How did that happen?" He's a baby. Okay, he probably threw it on the floor, and he's looking at the doors being open and everything like that, the screen or whatever. So he closes and he locks the doors. I'm just like, you left your child here by himself to go answer a phone call. And you came back and now you want to sit there and lock the doors? Okay, bro, that's great parenting right there. Just amazing. Hmm. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty much about it. Now I'm gonna sit there and try to watch Wine. It's good. I am gonna sit there and watch YNR. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm gonna sit there and do a review on it, but I'm gonna sit there and watch it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.